I sit? Yeah, I guess I am talking to you now. And, I apologize for being so quiet today. It's not because of you. Far from it. It's a personal thing. Look, when I get quiet, as in that kind of quiet, it's not because of you. It's because of me and stuff that I need to sort out. It's very hard to explain. Did I tell you about that year where everything went wrong? COVID-19 times, you know. And for majority of people, that was a hard time. It was a very mentally draining, hard time for me personally. It started out light. I used to go to a club at 10-pin bowling. It was really fun. I even joined a team. And every Saturday, I go there and we practice. But when COVID hit, they disbanded in January. I didn't mind it, you know, stuff like that happens. So, I moved on really quick. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that sport, but I could also go whenever I want, you know? It's not like the whole building shut down, right? A few months later, I was lying in bed, trying to go to sleep, when I felt something on my ear. A little lump on my earlobe. I just thought it was a spot, so I scratched it, and blood came out. I thought, it happens, spots bleed, so I wiped it away. But when I woke up the next morning, there was some blood on my face, some blood on my pillows and my sheets. So I looked in the mirror and there it was. The stem was poking out and it kind of formed into like a ball type of stuff. And over the few weeks it kept on growing and growing and growing to a size of, I don't know, like a pea, or I don't know, like a small little ball. And every time I keep on picking it, it keeps on bleeding. I thought it will go away in a few days or a few weeks, so I left it be. But the more I woke up, the more blood I saw on my pillows and on my face, the more it grew. It was really scary because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a tumour or something, I don't know. Eventually we put a massive plaster around it. But I didn't like the way it looked, it was poking out and it looked embarrassing, so I tried to move it, and it started bleeding again from the bandage, and I couldn't get it off. I tried to get it off with scissors, but it just made it worse. So I just decided, screw it, and I just yanked it off. Just yanked it off. And all was left was the little stem that was poking out. And it kept on dripping and dripping and dripping. Eventually, this thing was like a bloodbath. I tried everything. I put more plasters on. It just soaked right through it. I was so scared. I couldn't tell anyone because the one person that I did tell before, she just told me to grow up. Can you believe that? I didn't know what it was, and it kept on bleeding, and I didn't know if it was going to stop or not. So I told her that I was afraid, and she just told me to grow up. In her words, stop being a pussy. Could you believe that? The one thing I needed was someone talking to me like that, in a vulnerable state. Anyway, I had an idea to stop the bleeding, to make it stop. I remember my birthday a few days ago. We had candles. We had matches. So I decided to cauterize it myself, to use the flame of the matches to stop the bleeding. It was painful. It was very painful. I used every single match, but I did it. I stopped the bleeding. It was very angry with me. Then, on the same day, I went to the hospital and I told the nurse about my situation. They took the little ball that I yanked out my ear to a lab, and we booked a hospital appointment to basically get it off me. It took like a month or so, but finally we got it off, and I was so happy. I even video called the girl I was seeing saying I was so happy, but the only thing that she said was, "Why are you talking like that?" Like, she didn't say, "Oh, I'm happy for you, I'm so proud of you." No, she just said, "Why are you talking like that?" And she hung up. Your audacity, am I right? But I didn't care, I was happy. But that happiness didn't last. I remember smiling that day. I was so happy until I got a text. Until I got a text from my friend saying that my friend has died. Upset, devastated. No words couldn't describe how I was feeling. I just broke down. And no seconds later, my best friend called me saying the same thing, and he knew that I was crying. I was just broken down. I, for one, don't talk about my feelings that much to anyone, but in that moment I had to talk to someone. So I went down and I told my parents, and my dad hugged me. We had the funeral in November. It was sad. I don't know what it is about funerals, but I don't normally cry. Does that make me a bad person? Does that make me horrible? I don't know. But I still miss him very much. He was the first person that actually taught me to some events, actually cared about hanging out with me. They say time will heal, and it did for a while. But it just kept on coming. I felt like the world didn't want me to be happy. The new year, in January, I found out that my granddad was dying. Heart problems. And because of COVID, he didn't get the treatment. And a month later, he died. It really stung, you know. I was very close to him, and maybe because the fact that I was adopted and thinking that I had a granddad out there really made me happy. Again, I broke down, but this time was different. With everything that was going on, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I just walked out the house, took a walk, and I went to the one spot where I just needed time to myself. I slowly healed from that, and eventually I met a girl and we started dating. It didn't last long, a month at best. Look, I don't do well with people who are depressed. I'm not saying that I don't care, it's just I don't know what to do in that situation. And one day before Easter, she messaged me on Snapchat and she said that she took a load of pills. And I don't know if she did it for attention or anything, but that moment I just felt every single emotion. And you know what? The worst thing about it was, a month before, in April, another one of my friends died, and I was just beginning to heal from that as well. So, when that message came, everything came back, and I just couldn't sleep that night. I was too emotionally, mentally drained, and it did affect Easter time with family because I was not in a right state. And she had the audacity to message me back the next morning saying to apologize, for me to apologize to her, because I said that she ruined family time. Because she did. She broke up with me. And I was a mess. So of course I was pissed off. Of course I put a text message saying that she ruined my whole day, and she had the audacity to tell me to apologize if I wanted to start over again, to start this relationship again. I was like, who do you think you are? But back then I didn't have a backbone, so I just accepted it. But those experiences taught me that I just need to man up. I need to have a thought to myself, stand up for myself. So in a way, it just showed me that for now, I just don't take crap from anyone. Eventually, things started to go back to normal. It felt like the world wasn't punishing me anymore. So, I finished college, I got a job, and I started to enjoy myself for once, to be happy. And I am, really, I'm so happy. But sometimes I get these spells where I just think about that year and how I cope is just staying silent, just taking my time with it, and eventually it will go away. Eventually. But that year, that spell of just sadness and mental drain, I just can't forget it. So, when you do see me be quiet, it's not because I'm mad at you or anything like that. It's just, I'm just thinking about that year and I just need time just to be by myself. Or at least just be there. Don't say anything. Just be there with me, because it will get better. But I will do have some spells like that, so I apologize if I worried you. Oh, okay. That's all. Yeah, I really need this. Thank you. Oh, no. You don't need to apologize. It's okay, you didn't know. I'm the one that didn't open up. But I promise, next time if something is bothering me, I'll come talk to you. Because you really listen. And I just need to stop being scared of opening up. Especially with you. So, enough emotional talk, let's grab pizza, yeah? Okay. Yeah, I love you too.